Okay? Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 to 19. I'll read it for you. For it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servant and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave five talents, to another two, to another one, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled account with them. This is the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. Okay, again, the parable of the talent. You all know that, right? But very basic information for anybody who's first time at the church. Now we just read a passage from book of Matthew, and Matthew is the first book in the New Testament. So there are the 39 books in Old Testament, and in this Bible, 39 books of Old Testament and 27 for the New Testament. And among the New Testament first 4 books, what are they? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And what do we call it? The gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. All right? So that's the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And we just read a passage from book of Matthew, one of the last chapters of book of Matthew, Matthew chapter 25. Okay? So today's story, very simple. You all heard about that, right? Parable of the talent. First of all, talent was an ancient money unit. It's a huge, actually very large money unit, talent. But because of this parable, this term talent become very famous and renowned. So now today we use talent as a gifted or any kinds of ability. You have heard about talent show, right? Or we can say, oh, she has a talent in music. So we use this term talent for people's ability or special gift they receive. But originally, that reason that we use that way because of today's parable. Today's parable of the parable talent, it's just simply about the parable of a certain money. This is Matthew chapter, the 25. The parallel story is Luke chapter 19, and they have a similar story, but it's a parable of the minas. Is minas more like cent? Maybe parable is dollar, or no, parable is like something like a Bitcoin. Honestly, it's a huge, the unit. But again, the big money, but similar story we have it. So the parable of the talent. The story very simple. You know that, right? The master who left his journey and who entrusted his property to 3 servants. He gave 1 to the 5, the other 1 to the 2, and then the third person, he gave only 1 talent, right? And then the one received the 5 talent, he gained another 5. The one who received the 2 talent, he gained another 2. But the one received only 1 talent, did not gain another 1, but buried this 1 talent in the ground. And when master came, this person just returned 1 talent as it was. So what happened? When master came, he praised first the two servants who made his property double, and he rebuked the one who didn't do anything with the property that he entrusted. You follow me? Right? Storyline, pretty simple. What's the message? Work hard. Right? If you work hard, you'll be rewarded. If you're lazy, if you don't work hard, you're not gonna get successful. I mean, it applies to everybody, right? Study hard, you'll have a good grade. If you don't study hard, you're not gonna get grade. Use all the resources that you have. Utilize them, make it double. You'll be praised. And if you don't do anything, just become lazy and waste your life, you'll be punished. Is this message about this parable? If this is about the message, why this story is in the Bible? I mean, this is very common moral book, ethical book. Any culture, anybody can talk about. If you work hard, you will be rewarded. If you don't work hard, you will be rebuked. Anybody can say. Why this story had to be in the Bible, especially? Because Bible is supposed to be much more than ethical moral book. And also, what is this parable about? Jesus said like this: the kingdom of heaven will be like this. And he said a parable, this parable of the talent. So in Matthew chapter 25, he gave the three parables. First parable, he said, kingdom of heaven will be like this, about the 10 virgins who took their lamp, and the story go on. And the second story, he said, the kingdom of heaven, it will be like this man who go to tree, and then there's a third parable. So when Jesus said, kingdom of heaven will be like this, this what? If we work hard, we'll be rewarded. If we don't work hard, you'll be rebuked. Is that the kingdom of heaven? Is the kingdom of heaven some place you go in the future and then God will measure you exactly how you lived and then you will receive the punishment and reward? Is that the kingdom of heaven? Shouldn't kingdom of heaven be much more than that, right? So let's go deeper. What's really going on in this story? So again, there are three servants, right? The one who had received the 5 talent, the one who received the 2 talent, the one who received the 1 talent. There are 3 servants here. Though there are 3 servants, there are 2 kinds of people actually here. What? The first 5 and the first 2 servants who received the 5 and 2, they're same kinds. The one who received the 5, he gained another 5. The one who received the 2, gained another 2. And unlike these 2, there's one person who didn't do anything. You know what? If I were Jesus, I would say about the 2 people. Why there should be 3 servants? I mean, the first and second person exactly the same. Jesus doesn't have to waste, bring up the 3 people. 2 people good enough. The one who's faithful, who worked hard. The one who was lazy, who did not work hard. Good enough to give the message of this story. And why did Jesus talk about the 3 people? You have to think about it, right? Jesus doesn't waste. God doesn't waste. There must be some reason. So first thing we can talk about, 3 talent, 2 talent, 1 talent, to each according to his ability. Some people don't like this story. Oh, God is not fair. God gives something more to my neighbor or the other people, and God give me only the small amount to me, small gift and then small talent. Is God fair? Some people ask that question. But you know, each according to his ability, it means more like it represents the difference in this world. There's a difference in this world, unfair difference. Some people born in rich country, and with the good parents, and a lot of opportunity were given to them. And some people, they are born in the middle of the world, and not much food, and education opportunity not given, and they go through difficulties. You all know that, right? You know, when you went to the Cuba, the thing really broke my heart when you offered the crepe. There's some kids who, to me, like artists, the genius in artists, just drawing something with a crayon, and it looks like a Picasso. And I thought, wow, if this boy born in the United States, his parents would have given a lot of support, maybe all the special art school, maybe world-renowned artist. But because in the poor country born, no opportunity for special school given to him, it just be like his friends. So there are differences in this world. Some people born with a healthier, more beautiful, other people not. There are differences in this world because it's not heaven. This is not Garden of Eden. Since the world is broken because of our sin, disparity, poverty and suffering, it's a part of our life. So when it says God gave some people 5, some people 2, some people 1, each according to his ability, does not mean God made us different, but God more like recognize, God aware the difference. What is the good news about that? So, the 5 talent person who gained the 5 more, and the 2 talented person gained the 2 more, then who's the winner? 5 talented person should be winner because he gained the 5, right? But look at the praise the master gave to these 2 servants. 2 5 talent, the one who received 5 talent, who gained the 5 talent, the master says, well done, good and faithful servant. That's what I wanted to hear when I die. When I wanted to die, when I go to God tell me, just well done, good and faithful servant. That's what he wanted to hear, right? And then the master says, you have been faithful over a little, I will set you over much, enter into the joy of your master. And to the second person who gained the 2 talents, what did the master say? Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. You know, if I were a Bible writer or Jesus, I would say, first person, God said it is long, and then second person, so he said. Say, you know what I mean? He doesn't have to repeat this long, the description of, well done, good servant, you have been faithful over the little, I will set you over the much, enter into the joy of your servant. And to the next person, exactly one more time, this long sentence again. Why? Because Jesus emphasized, God will give the same praise to these two people who worked hard, who've been faithful, whether they gain 5 or whether they gain only 2, because they worked hard in given circumstances. Kingdom of heaven. It's not like the place that you'll be judged by your accomplishment. Again, some people have a better accomplishment because they have a good starting line. Their parents support them very well. We call sometimes even easy money or good education without much more effort, good tutors, good university, and their future just guaranteed. Some people live like that, and they gain a lot, right? And other people, in certain circumstances, work so hard, make so much effort in the given circumstance, maybe in poor neighborhood, but their life is only this amount. This world judge them, great feat, great achievement, and this person's small achievement, this world see that, but God see our strength. God see our effort. God knows where we start. Again, some people, everything's given. Other people, maybe immigrant. They should survive in foreign country, the different culture, different language. They cannot be same with the people who will be native there. But God see their effort. That's what God means. Each one's according to their life. Whatever given to them, God will give it. God will give the praise. Maybe if the one who received the 5 talent, if he gained the 4 talent, while the one who received the 2 talent gained 2 talent, received the 2 talent gained 2 talent, I believe God will give more praise. In that circumstance, you only received the 2 talent in your life when you were born. You worked so hard to get this much. Good job, faithful and servant. That's the kingdom of heaven. God knows us, and God knows our situation. So God, really consider what is really important in us and how much we worked on. So first message we can share is this. By the way, you all have the worship program, and then there is a note that you can make the note for your weekly flag meeting. The world looks at the result and accomplishment, but God looks at our faithfulness, obedience. It's not about how much you gain, how rich you are, how much you struggle. How much you struggle to be faithful, to follow God. That is the first thing we can talk about. So that's the reason Jesus did not just say the 2 servants, good and bad. He wanted to say there are 2 good servants. Both of them work hard, but in their given situation, they worked hard, and I see only their attitude, what they've done, not the amount of achievement. There was a clear reason why just had to bring up the one who received the 5 talent and received the 2 talent to tell us that equally they did good, both of them good and faithful. Now let's go third servant. This guy is the one that we really want to know about. Okay, third servant, unlike the first good servant, what did he do? He hid the money. He hid the master's money in the ground, and he just brought as he was, right? Is it really wrong? No, he's a cautious person. He's not like overreaching. At least he didn't lose, right? Think about, if it's an investment, there are 3 kinds of people who gain profit, who just break even, and who lost the money. Usually, right, if you go to gambling or business or, whatever, if it's investment, there should be 3 kinds of people. Some people life is successful, some people life even, and some people, they waste. This person did not waste. He brought back 1 talent to the master. So he's not the worst case. So we need to ask, wait a minute, Jesus, if you want to really talk about the whole world or all the people in this parable, Okay, we see the reason why you talk about two successful people. But third servant, who was even the broke the even, there should be fourth one, who wasted the master's money and he just couldn't bring anything. There's no fourth one, only it ended up the third one who brought equal, right? Why is it like that? Why? What's the problem with this person? Look at this. He said, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I'm afraid. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being punished. What if I fail my business? So I just kept them safe. Here it is, what you have. Right? You know the master, how he answered? Look at the blue color that I said. Master, I knew you to be your hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and then gathering where you scattered no sow. And master now answered, you wicked and lazy servant, hopeless servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sowed, and then gathered where I scattered no seed. Well, what is the master doing here? He's just repeating what this third person said. Let me give you an example. So let's say you have children, and they play that they are smart, they're cell phone too much, they did the game too much, right? What are you gonna do as a parent? Your child will be grounded, and phone is taken. Very common, right? Then how the child is supposed to respond? Not thank you, mother and father, but maybe they not be happy. But they're not supposed to say, Mom, Dad, you really hate me. You don't want me to give anything that I want. And my friends, they play the 10 hours phone, every day. Their parents don't say anything. But you always picky, and then you too strict to me, you hard to me, and you never give me what I want. The child responded that way. Have you ever tried to talk about like that? How would parents respond? Oh, you think I'm too hard? So be it. No phone, no game, no time with the friends, only study from now on. I will do as you said. You know what I mean? I will utilize the chance when my children say, you don't love me, you don't give me any free time. Oh yeah, I'm not going to give any free time. Just study from now. That's what Master is doing now. You say, I'm not the one that who's generous and then who's just too harshy, and then that I reaped where I've not sown. You say though, so be it. I'm that kind of person. And this problem, I think the red color again, I put it in. Is this master a hard man? Is that true? I mean, if he's a hard man, look at how he responded to the first two servants. First two servants who gained the 5 talent, who gained the two talent. The master say, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Is it a hard person? No, he's not a hard person. Actually, he's a very generous person. And some people say, hey, look at the master's response. Master response like this. Hey, you just hid my money and you didn't get anything back. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming, I should have received what was my own with interest. I think it's a little petty, right? The one who brought the message says, you should put it in the bank. I need to have gain interest. But is this master really obsessed? More profit, more money? 1 talent is not good enough. You should have made it 1.2 talent by interest. If this is a master, the one who obsessed by money, just his purpose is gain more money like through the bank, then he will never give praise to the first two servants with the same. You know what I mean? The one who gained 5 more talents for his master, to him, the one who gained only 2 talents for master gave exact same praise again. Why? Because money doesn't matter. If a master focus on money, the one who gained most is supposed to receive the biggest praise. But master just say, oh, you are faithful. What did the master focus? Your attitude matters. I don't care how much money you gain for me. I mean, I have 10,000 talent in my bank. Whether you gain 5 more or 2 more, or even you just didn't bring anything, 1 more, I'm okay with what you bring. But I want to see your attitude, how you respond to what I say, How to respond, again, this, the master to this talent? Well done, good and faithful servant. Now you gave me 5, so I'm gonna give you more. I will set you over much. Again, the parallel parable in book of Luke, it exactly say more concretely, I will set you over much. It says clearly. In the Luke chapter, it says, because you have been faithful very little, you shall have authority over 10 cities. I'm going to make you governor for 10 cities. I'm going to give you 10 cities. You just earn the 5 more talent or 10 more talent, but I'm going to give you city. I mean, the master is not the one who try to receive, who try to let his worker work hard and then to gain the profit from his servant. What was the master's original purpose? I want to give you authority over the cities. I want to give you so much, much more than you can imagine. Give me the wisdom that I can give it to you. This is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to entrust to you some small job. Show you are faithful. Show you obedience. Not just prove you're right, but just tell me that reason that how much you love me so I can pour my blessing. That's a master's purpose here, right? If you just read all the story through, master is very clear what he's trying to do. The kingdom of heaven is not a place that you are judged by what you own. Kingdom of heaven is supposed to be joy, right? The joy, enter into the joy of your master. If you go to kingdom of heaven, this place should be full of joy. Why? Because it is a place you will receive so much blessing for the small thing you are faithful. Amen? So that's about the kingdom of heaven we can talk about. The kingdom of heaven is a place where God gives us unimaginable blessing and joy to those who are faithful in the small things He entrusts. Does it make sense? That's the reason this story it's about kingdom of heaven, not because it's about how much we gain in this world and then we will receive a reward and punishment based on our life. That's not a kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven is a place God is ready to pour on Holy Spirit and give based on small work that you do in this. Why are you struggling? As you know, the middle life crisis, a lot of people go through 40s and 50s. What's the problem of middle life crisis? What have I done in my life? What achievement I made? I worked so hard. I supported my family, and I worked from morning to evening. What do I have in my bank account? What great achievement do I have? I'm not actually better than the others. What's the meaning of my life? A lot of people struggle for meaning of their life at a certain moment because they measure the meaning of their life based on their success and achievement. That's not kingdom of heaven. The everyday what you struggle. Even the given circumstance, you think nothing's working in my life. All the things I invested doesn't work. And all the effort that I pour, my care for my children, my care for my family, and every day my work, it's just gone. No, nothing's accumulated, no fruit, no obvious, the result. So it feels like my life not meaningful to those people. Kingdom of heaven is a place. All the small things that you struggled, you made effort, you tried to respond to God for what God gave you. Our whole gift, blessing, for all those things. That's the reason why the kingdom of heaven is a place we want to go and we want to celebrate. Look at the reason that how much this, the master is angry. So master end up like this. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talent. But to everyone who has will more be given, and then he will have abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away, and cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. A lot of people think, oh, too harsh, it's masterly. I mean, whatever the real consequence is, I want to see why it's so angry. Parents, when are you so frustrated and angry? When your children talk back to you? Or they're not studying well? Or, when they don't, when they're not nice or when they lie, at that time that we really frustrated? The moment parents really frustrated and broke their heart, when your children, this great opportunity, the blessing they could receive when they did not receive. That's so much the parents frustrate. Because all they want, my children's well-being. I want them to be become better. I want them to be blessed. I want them to be thriving and live their life fully. And when they kicked out that opportunity to live fully, and parents are really angry. That's what this master saying. Hey, the one that I give you only one talent. You just couldn't work a little harder, make one more that I could give one city. Right? I was ready to pour my blessing with your small work. And you kicked out that opportunity and you didn't do anything with the things that I entrusted. Master, as a father, very angry with child, lost opportunity. Not because he didn't get one talent. Again, this master doesn't need the child's money, child's gain. Just wanted to give a blessing, but this one talented person lost the opportunity. Look at your church life. You serve at the praise team, you serve at the Sunday school teacher, you go to mission trip. Sometimes you don't see any result from your service. But why we serve the people of God? Because this is the reason that we believe. Even if there's no big result here, God is watching. God is watching your service. God is watching your work. For what God entrusted you when you responded to the small obedience. God is so happy saying, you well done, faithful, good servant. I'm ready to pour the blessing on you. Good job. You did not miss the opportunity that I give you to receive it much. Recently I met Josephine's friend's father, one of the men that I met, and then we just talked, right? And then he said, you know what? When my daughter graduated high school, she had a part-time job, and she got some income, and I made double the matching fund and put it in the IRA. You know what I'm talking about? The investment for the future of children, right? With the compound interest. In the recent stock market, the 4 years, few $1,000s that this father put for the high school graduate girl for her small work, now it's increasing a lot. And because it's a compound interest over the maybe 30 years, father did a good job for daughter, right? When I heard that, I thought, dang, I didn't know that. My daughter also worked hard the summer break, summer vacation after graduate, and she spent all of them for her life. I should have suggested her put it in the IRA, and then maybe the 4 years later, how much it could grow up, right? And I was counting dang, because of father's ignorance, I'm not a good father, could make the good future of my daughter, unlike this father who's very smart and who knows all economic system of the society. I thought like that. Could you think like that? The next thought come to my heart. But I invested for her to go to mission trip. I let her invest her life for work of God. I mean, whatever that I invested for my daughter for work of God, would the gain, interest, wouldn't be bigger than this worldly gain? Right? Where are you investing your resources? Again, there's a youth retreat upcoming. I'm calling every parents and contacting everybody. Hey, please send your child to the youth retreat. Whenever each child decides to go to youth retreat, church is supposed to give a $200 or $250 subsidy. So if more people go, church loses more money. I don't want more than 10 kids go because it's $25 or $100 per church need to support. Why do I keep calling? All the parents ask them, send your child to the youth retreat. It's a good investment for their future. Let them be obedient to God, let them meet God, let them experience God in their early age. And when they're connected to God, they know the will of God in their life and be faithful and obedient. How much interest will be gained the rest of their life, like all the investment. That's what I really want to see. God is angry when his child missed the opportunity to bless. That's the same thing that we were sharing, that there's opportunity. Younger the better. To let them be connected to God. Serve God. Let them serve as a youth teacher. Or let them go to mission trip. Let them do something in their life that God entrusted for God. that will be the great opportunity for the blessing. So this is the last point. Everything God entrusts to us is ultimately meant to bless us. Amen? God doesn't want your service. God doesn't want your money. Just with the money you give, with the service you give, God just looking for opportunity for the blessing. God grieves. I try to say God was angry and AI actually corrected, oh, that's too strong. But God grieves when we miss the opportunities to receive those blessings. Through the parable of the talent, I hope you understand what kinds of God you believe, what is the promise, what is the kingdom of heaven, and how shall we respond daily in our life. Let's pray.